Okay, everybody, welcome. This is the June 24th regular Board of Finance meeting, June 24th, 2026. We will go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
Flag
United States of
of
America
America,
and to the republic for
Republic
which
The
it
Republic for
stands,
which
one
it stands,
one
and
nation,
one
under God,
under
indivisible,
God,
with liberty and justice
indivisible,
for all.
for
liberty
all.
and justice for all.
And I just admitted Matt separately. I don't know. Again, it may be because I'm logging in as town of Andover, and next time around I'll try to make a note to myself not to do that. We were doing that when we didn't have a town admin. So, in any event, right. So, looking at the agenda here, we have a round of public speak and changes and additions. Um, I do have a change addition, but we'll start with public speak. I think the only member of the public we have here, is not a town employee. Oh no, we have two. We have Joanne and Scott. Um, I'll start with Joanne for public speak
I'm all set, just here to listen. Thank you.
and Scott.
Me too.
Very good. Lisa, you're our treasurer, but if you want to speak, go ahead. No? Okay, you're all set. You're muted, by the way. Okay, so changes, additions. I got a call yesterday at work from Caitlin Greenhouse, chair of the Board of Education, regarding the status of the bathroom project at the school. There has been a substantive development. So I want to add discussion of that as we can call it whatever we want, probably as we'll make the town administrator's report for A and we'll make update on school bathroom project for B. Liaison report, if you will. My understanding is there was a meeting, was it this morning, Bill?
Yeah.
Regarding this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bill can kind of report in and I can chime in as needed. But that's my proposal is to make town administrator's report for A and school bathroom project update for B.
Well, then you wouldn't need the liaison too, right? You would be
No, that
one or
I'm
the
just
other.
calling it what
Okay, gotcha.
update. Anybody second that? Everybody okay with that change?
I'll
You'll
second it.
second it, Bill? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Okay, looks unanimous.
oh,
Thank you. Very good. Um, so in the interest of moving along, does anybody else have any changes, additions, etc. that they want to bring up? Going once, going twice? Okay. Town administrator's report. Matt, you're up.
And you're
And you're
muted.
muted. Hopefully we're not having technical difficulties. Hmm. All right. How about this? Why don't we?
I finally got it off. So can you hear
Huzzah! There you are.
Sorry about that. I was yeah, so Matt Streeter, my report. I did talk to Val today about the this situation at the bathroom. I guess that we'll be talking about that in a little while. So I know that there's going to be some pipes that had some additional possible asbestos wrapping on them. I guess we could talk about that a little later, but there might be an additional cost for that. As far as all the other things with the administrator's report, just knowing that the budget passed, that the tax collector was getting everything ready to be sent out. The assessors worked on the mill rate, and I did submit a list of the things that was working the previous week. I'm currently working on a list of my to-do list for the past week, but a lot of it has to do with getting ready for the end of the fiscal year, making sure that we are filing for reimbursement for certain grants, making sure the grant projects are moving along. And that being said, I'm here to answer any questions.
Okay, so I see it's about a page and a half here in our packet that you prepared. I guess this was prepared originally for a Board of Selectmen meeting. Um,
Do you want to go through it, Matt, just briefly on overload? Typically that's what we would do, but that's up to you, Rob. I don't know if that's
um,
necessary. I
well,
read
some of
through
it
it.
is just is fairly basic, but one
Yeah,
of
it
the
was
things I
really
wanted
just
to
a
ask.
It was just a sort of like a grape shot of everything that was going on.
Mhm.
I did go over a lot of the items with the select board at their meeting. I just thought it would be good to have you see, the same thing I had reported to the select board. But I am, if there's
Okay.
something that's jumping out at you, and then in the future I can just make sure that I prepare ahead of time. 'Cause I can give you more updated because obviously it's been a week and a half since that one was put together.
Okay. Well, I mean, some of these things I think are probably more relevant to select board. Like I'm a little curious about the collective bargaining item, but that's not really our bailiwick. So if anybody else has questions, I'll throw it out to the board. But I'm just going through here. This all just looks like kind of you're getting you're digging in.
Yeah, that is correct. Getting and not only that, but I'm getting above water. I think the first couple 2 to 3 weeks, it really was like a lot of things were going on. You were dealing with the things with the budget and the different referendums and town meetings, special town meetings, and other meetings that were going on. But now that things have sort of, I could say, calmed down, the waters are clear, and I'm getting to know a lot of the people and how things are working. So, with that, I can confidently think that every meeting moving on, that I'll be in a little bit better situation to tell you what things that are going on and speak more intelligently than I probably did at but the first meeting I was at.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
sorry, just as an aside on your comment about participating in or not your responsibility related to collective bargaining, you guys, I hope to get one of the members of the Board of Finance on a committee
Okay.
as we do negotiate with Public Works. Um, salaries are they're the biggest cost that we have as a town. You guys should be engaged. So we got to get somebody on there. We got to get an understanding of what it will do to us in the future as to the increases and, the benefit items that we sit there and give out in collective bargaining. So you guys should be involved.
Absolutely.
What's the timing on that then, Jeff? When would you need that person designated from our board?
Um, it would be nice if we could do it tonight, honestly, because this is something that we have to get to because Matt, the timing on that contract, um, it really is July 1st, isn't it?
Yeah, it expires June 30th. But I have reached out and I have talked to the not only the union steward but the agent for AFSCME, and they were understanding that with the changes in the certain positions that we had, especially the town administrator position, that they had sometime back in January sort of just sent out a unofficial letter just saying, hey, this is where we're at. When you're ready to move forward, we're ready. And they, the people I've talked to the union members that they're understanding that this will be done in hopefully short time, but we do need to get going, and it would be great, as the first selectman said, to get some representation from the board of finance so that we can kind of figure things out. And because this once we do this step, it'll be next year we have the next union contract that's going to be expiring. So we want to kind of plan out our strategy as we move forward with these.
How many unions do we have? Is it two?
In the town, we have two.
As part of these contract negotiations, does that involve as well the payment in lieu of health insurance issue?
Mhm.
That's part of contract, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So I guess the question would be because we'll come up with a board member tonight. I think it's a good idea. And when do you think
When do you meet?
that
How
person
often
would
do you
need to
meet?
be available? Like not when, not in terms of the next week, whatever, but the day of the week. Do you have any idea when you're going to try to meet on this?
It would be to try and figure out mutual times. So whoever we get, we would like to try.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
really available at any time, so I can make my schedule available. So it really would be between the first selectman,
Okay.
the person for the finance, and again, whoever is representing the union.
Yeah.
It
As
would-
much as I actually would like to, since I work full time, I don't think I'm the right choice. Does anyone else on the board want to throw their hat in the ring on this?
Just so everybody's
wouldn't-
aware, it would be
Mm.
during the week. It would be during the work day because the union representative's not going to want to do it at night.
kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Kim, were
have
you
her hand up?
interested? Is that why you were?
Is that Kim saying yes?
happy to volunteer. Yes.
Okay.
Fantastico. I'm good with that. I don't know if anybody else. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and thank Kim for her service.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was going to offer, but I saw her raise her hand. I mean, if you want more than one person, I'm happy to join in as well too, whatever.
Thank you for
So
that.
Kim can be the member of this committee and kind of our liaison. Let us know how it's going, and
Sure.
that's fantastic. Thanks for taking that on. And I, agreed that it's good to have us all involved. When I said before, not our bailiwick, I meant, it's more the select board, but I like this. I like this approach. Okay, so anything else on the town administrator's report that people want to dig into? I mean, we've got a lot going on. Does any of, I guess what I would say, Matt, my question to you is, in this list of various projects and things that are going on, is there anything in there that you would highlight that potentially has a budgetary impact where, we're still in the 25-26 budget? Is there an item on here that's possibly going to be, lead to an overage or anything like that you would bring up?
I'm not thinking of anything over it. I think one of the things is really just kind of making sure that all the grant projects that we have, the bridge project, everything that, that the funds are somewhere out there, and that, that we are moving forward to, use them. And there were some things that possibly had been either some earmarks that had a component that had a match, or and some that don't. So I want to make sure that if there is funds that are out there that had already been appropriated in the budget, I got to kind of like see where they are, because I was told there was a I'm trying to think if there was a parking lot that was possibly talked about being done, and if money was put aside for it, and also that there was possibly a roof for the a building at the DPW that was approved. Just to make sure, because we'd have to, start thinking about either whether we're gonna have to, go put out an RFP for, like, say, for the roof project at the DPW. Those are the things I just really got to work on and kind of see that, make sure that there are funds available.
Okay.
And if there's things that are pushed off.
Fair enough.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you talk about number 6, Matt, set up on accounts and procurement, processing invoices? Can you talk about that item?
Sure. Part of it is that I had to get put on as accounts, and also get authorization as a procurement agent for the town for, certain things that when I sign either documents for certain vendors that we have, it's in the charter, that talks about some of the responsibilities that the town administrator has as a procurement person. But it's really just making sure that I'm put on some of these accounts, and that I'm getting the invoices on them. A lot of the invoices hypothetically say like Home Depot and those bills, they're still coming in. Some still say Robert Burbank, some are saying Eric Anderson. It's really just procedural, just kind of like making sure that they're getting to the right place, getting to the right email. Things may be still going to an old E. Anderson email instead of a town administrator email, or it's really just making sure that everything payroll for payables, which also say, when I say procurement, I'm thinking everything that we're expending money on. Most of the
All right.
small stuff.
Thanks.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
If you guys don't mind, I'll sit there and I'll go through a couple things that Matt has here so you guys are aware of what's going on. So, Long Hill Bridge is moving forward. As Matt said, we had worked this week to sit there and make sure that our grant reimbursement process is smooth, and that we have all of our funding, all of the monies that we're dispersing coming back to us as quickly as possible. The Veterans Field project is completed. There's going to be a grand opening on the field on July 1st. So the committee for that field is working on a grand opening, and they're planning on it for July 1st. It should be in the paper so that everybody can sit there and come down and see what a nice job Christine Randazzo and really Scott Person did to sit there and utilize the grant funding that we have.
A quick question, Jeff. Is that open to the public yet, or do we have to, is there wait for the grand opening, or can it?
Bill, if you want to go down there and play pickleball, have at it, my friend. So
I want to
Go
use the
down the
children's
slide on the new
slide.
slide.
you can go
Slide,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, as long as you make the weight protocol, right? You know, there is a weight limit.
Okay.
But yes, that project is completed. The pavilion looks phenomenal. I know that there were some contributions on top of that to put in picnic tables into the pavilion. So the pavilion has 6 picnic tables. We have 4 pickleball courts, and we have a really nice playground that is ready for use. And it has been used, but July 1st is the grand official opening for the town. Number 5, you have the diesel fuel system. You know, we've had a problem with the fuel system, the pump down there, the software for the pump, uh, finally quit. That is going to be something that we're going to deal with in this fiscal year, but we're actually not going to get it. It's a 6-7 week delay on getting the pump ready to go. So that's going to get done. And we need it because, we have to bill all of the entities that actually use diesel. So we have to bill RAM, we have to bill AES, we have to bill the fire department. So there's a lot of things that the treasurer's office and Public Works have been having to deal with, that we have systems that needed to be upgraded. So we're doing that.
Hey, Jeff, just a quick question. In the interim, if it's going to take 6 weeks, what are we doing? What's the backup?
They're doing it manually, Rob. So we have to sit there and take the information and do it manually. So it's
Got
a
it.
pain. It's a pain. And really the biggest problem, and just so everybody's aware, the biggest problem is the initial month that it went down. We have to estimate some numbers. Now it's worked pretty well. From what I'm understanding is that the buses actually record their fill-ups each time. So we're going to be pretty good on the school side and on RAM side, but we're going to have to make some estimates and get it done. So Lisa has been working on that.
Jeff, what is the holdup? Why does it take 6 weeks to get that?
It's the piece of equipment. We're actually getting a whole pump. It's not just like a computer.
Oh,
We're
okay.
getting a whole new pump and a whole new system.
Gotcha.
Right. So, 6, Matt has been set up as the global administrator on the banking side. I sent out some information to Rob on banking. One thing that's going to occur on the town side is we have 24 bank accounts at this town. 21 of them are small little things. We're going to consolidate all those to get down to 3 bank accounts.
Excellent.
So that we can sit there and be able to manage this a little bit more effectively. And really the goal is to earn more money for the town. Because if we take those bank accounts, there's about $790,000 that's currently in those 21 accounts. Those accounts are either earning 0% interest or 0.1% interest. So if we take those funds and we move them into the STIF account, we can earn 3.71 currently. So we're working toward getting that done. That all those funds will be transferred by the end of this month. And
Wow.
just for everybody to understand, I've had multiple conversations with the auditor so that we're all set as far as how we sit there and handle the fund balances that are currently in there. So some of those funds are funds like the Norton Scholarship Fund or the Moody Scholarship Fund. Those entities need to get the interest on their accounts. So we're going to try to get them more interest, but we're going to sit there and do that as a manual calculation. So the town has, let's say, $2 to $3 million in this fund, and it earned 3% interest. And then we're going to sit there and move the 3% interest over to those charitable funds, so the fund balance keeps escalating. But there's other funds that are getting the 0.01% interest that don't need to get that interest. It's really money for the town to offset taxes. And if we can do a better job in the finance department of moving that money to the STIF account, all the better.
Perfect.
Agreed.
So if we can do that, that's great. And then grant administration, Matt has like he said, he's been doing a very good job, and Lisa and her group, and Brenda is the new town assistant treasurer. She's very good. So if you get a chance to go in there and say hello to her, Brenda is doing a great job. Lisa's doing a great job. We're going to sit there and get the grant. Matt is working to make sure that we get all of our reimbursements on the Bunker Hill Bridge project. That's first on the list. And then we've made 2 payments on the bridge for Long Hill. We'll get that done. And the steep grant for the playground will be reimbursed also. And we also have some other funding that we're getting from the state related to that playground. So the biggest issue on my mind has been reimbursement of all the funds that we've put out. So once we can get all those monies back, I'll be much happier.
Jeff, is there any update on the firehouse?
Well, if you, I gave Matt kind of the marching orders of things that I would like to see done and how I would like to see them done. So I'll go over them with you. The first is get all the grant money organized. But then as far as projects go, the next project that really needs to be taken in is the generator project at the town hall and the community center and the firehouse. So we're going to put the generator in and connect up all 3 buildings. And then right after that, I want him to get onto the kitchen in the senior center because, we have funding on these different projects. So we want to sit there and get some of these things accomplished as quickly as possible. So it would be the kitchen at the community center. And then we need to focus on the downstairs in the community center. So I asked Tess to sit there and do get some feedback as to what we really can do in that downstairs area. Then, Bill, it's going to the firehouse and getting the facility for all of the vehicles completed. That one might be something that we end up having to come back to you guys on. We have to determine all of the financing issues related to that one because the initial plan that Eric had developed was for a single story building that caused us some problems. So we're potentially have I have to look at what we've done in the past as far as what we tried to sit there and allocate to that, but we're going to have to sit there and work on that one. That one's something I think we were going to probably have to come back for, let's say $30,000 to $50,000, but we need to get that project done as well.
Wasn't there something with the grant there, though? We have to do certain work,
Yeah.
possibly at the museum or something like that, or spend some money somewhere else to be able to get that money,
I
right?
have
Or
a memory of windows being involved or window
Um,
frames or something.
Well, there was a discussion, Rob, about the front door and then the
Yeah.
roof in the back building. But basically, that was you would never believe it, but the old firehouse is in historical zone. And so, because we wanted to sit there and tear down an eyesore, it's a historical zone, and SHPO required us to make some commit some dollars to another building in town, which, Bill, that was correct. It was the old town hall. And to be really honest, that this board, along with the Board of Selectmen, we should be looking at that building, the old town hall now. So I'm getting a little off track, but the old town hall, we should look at that building as maybe a cultural center or something else that we could do with it. I know we have the museum there. I know we have, events maybe once a month, but it is something that's a nice little building and has historical significance to the town. It's on a very nice, visible area for the community, and we should probably be as creative as possible with that building. I know that Bill's wife is heavily involved in that, and she has talked about putting up. Um, it's not a pergola.
a cupola.
Cupola, there you go. Like because if you look in some old pictures that the museum has, there was a cupola on that building previously. So certain things that we should be doing there, but we've got to finish um, the old firehouse as storage for the vehicles, and then the other project that we need to sit there and get our funding in place is for the Percy Cook Trail. So we need to get that funding in place and do that because that's something easy that we can do to connect the trail to the town complex. And then the one that's just sitting there that is going to be a little bit more difficult, and I told Matt it's something that we really have to work on and even determine what we want to do with it is the connector that Eric had been working on from the bridge to 316. So that connector, but that is another problem. And then one last one, sorry to bother you, but the Wales, not Wales, the Solar Bridge project is something that's coming up in the next 12 months. And so we have to get a bunch of easements from the property owners down there. So
I'm sorry, what bridge is that, Jeff?
the Zola Road, it's
Bazzola, yeah.
the Zola is the
The
culvert.
culvert.
Yeah. And so once we can
Yeah.
do that, then we should be so Matt's got a lot of physical projects on his plate
Yeah.
that we've got to help him with. But that's the outline of what I told Matt this week that we've got to sit there and get accomplished.
Great.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
With the fiscal year coming to an end, are there any accounts that haven't been reconciled yet that we know of?
I'm not able to answer that question. That's probably something more for the treasurer's office.
I mean, yeah, we would
Yeah,
ask
it's
Lisa.
Lisa. Lisa is not here.
Or are you
He's
talking
here.
about the grants reconciliation?
No, just accounts.
Bank
Okay.
accounts.
Yeah, bank accounts.
I can tell you, and there you go, Lisa, you can answer it.
The general bank account, I'm just finishing up May. The stiff account, you can see, well, when we are going to get to the budget to actual, I was going to mention that. The stiff account is going to be pretty much on spot. You might have a surplus of like 10,000 in there. So that I can do fairly quickly. As far as your other accounts, not the grant accounts that Jeff is talking about, but the liability accounts, we're trying to get to those too. We're getting there, but it's a long process because there's so many of them.
Well, you're talking about two Louise bank accounts.
Yes.
All
Yeah, I'm
the
talking,
bank accounts, all the bank accounts are reconciled.
Yeah,
right.
Right. There are
Right.
fund accounts that
Right.
that because of how they were done previously, we've made some adjustments, and we will be able to provide you out of the finance office those by your next meeting.
Good to
Okay,
hear.
so what you also have to do for us, and I mean, I have a vision of what I think you guys should want to see. You should want to see those funds because now that the bank accounts are going to get closed, those funds are just going to be balance sheet accounts. And so, reality is I had been asking for a balance sheet for the previous treasurer for years, and I never really got it. So that's the one thing that I've asked Lisa to get done, and we're going to work together to sit there and get the balance sheet together. So everybody can see the funds, everybody can sit there and see what's remaining in them. And
So just speaking for myself, what I want to try to work on, and I was going to at some point maybe meet with Matt and talk about this, is not only would I like to be able to see the funds kind of in real time as opposed to, every year at the audit, but also, um, you know, as a town, we I think we could put together a proper capital plan, town, school, the whole nine, and then we can line them up. If we have funds where we know we're going to be spending money that we've actually allocated, we should have a document maybe that links that up and shows on the one hand, here's the fund applicable, here's the expenditure we expect for XYZ projects. And I'm not sure if it should be on the same document, probably not, probably a different document. On the revenue side, there's money that comes in from the state that in general in our budgetary documents we've never displayed, things like Town Aid Road, things like that. Some of the grant money that comes in that I would love it if we could going forward work on displaying again in kind of real time for the board so that we can see a trued up, this is what we spend in road work a year. We load in what was it, $385,000 to the budget, then we take that and we add Town Aid Road and then we use it on X, Y, and Z. So, things like that so that we can get a fuller picture, a more holistic picture of everything that's going on, both on the revenue and expenditure side. So, that's maybe not as articulate as I'd like, but that's why I was thinking about sitting down with Matt and just sort of hashing it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you, Rob, but I think the one guy that we got to include in this is the auditor. So at our July 22nd
Yeah.
meeting, we should be prepared. Everybody on your board, everybody from the Board of Selectmen that wants to attend should be prepared to ask him questions regarding that, because
Yeah,
I agree
agree.
with you that there are specific grant dollars that should. Town Aid Road is the one from the town that is just the only. I don't know, Lisa, is there anything else that I'm missing? Town Aid Road is the one that's.
Is the largest one. Yeah, and you've got your steep and your low SIP, but those aren't anywhere near
Most
as
of small, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
but still I
but-
want it on there. Yeah.
But those are not those
The
are
other
not
ones are-
consistent. Those are not consistent grants.
Oh.
I don't
Low SIP
believe.
fluctuates.
I think.
well, the Board of Ed we get that list from the state. We've just got to review it,
Yeah,
to
but
categorize it better.
correct. But from the town side, the Town Aid Road money is consistent, and it
Mhm.
should be put. What we should do is put the Town Aid Road in our income
Yep.
Yeah.
calculation,
Absolutely.
and our spending on the roads on the expense side. So we
Yep.
all are aware of what we're doing. So I 100% agree with that. And
Yep. That's
from
the
my
way I've always
standpoint,
done it too.
Yeah, I'm in with agreement with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any really other, Rob, any
Major.
other consistent grants.
Smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the other conversation I want to have. And by the way, I was going to bring that up too, that our next meeting, we have our auditor. So this is exactly the time to talk about this stuff with the auditor on how to handle it, how to properly handle tracking our inconsistent grants, our conditional grant, whatever you want to call them, grants we get for a specific issue or grants that fluctuate or what have you. How what's the best way for us to approach that and, receive and disseminate that information. So that's another one on my list.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
because
that,
you have the smaller consistent grants. You have the one for historic preservation. You have the library one, I believe there's one for that. And then you just had a $10,000 one for community center. So I'm thinking the library and the
inconsistent.
clerk one are consistent, but they're small.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
and just so everybody on this board understands how the finance office is doing this right now is if there is a grant that comes in, so the community center grant that came in, that community center grant was specifically allocated toward the software that was being purchased and has some impact related to the transportation program. So the treasurer's office, and Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, just so I don't want to say the wrong thing, but that money would then go in and offset the expenses for that specific line item.
Right.
So the community center might spend $15,000, only have $5,000 budgeted, and then the grant money comes in and reduces the expenditure. I do not like that at all, like in any manner. But I personally think we should sit there and have a grant income account, and then under the grant income account should be sub-accounts and say, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. So you see it, and then at the end of the year, make the adjustments on the financial statement to get the audited statements to work. That's what I believe, but you got to ask the auditor because, fund
There's the
accounting-
registrars. Yeah, the registrars grant was,
Yeah,
that was difficult too, because that pays for salaries.
yeah.
So
I mean, and that fund accounting is a really odd accounting world, all right? And so to me, I almost would rather sit there and look at it going, okay, here's your income streams and your income sources. Everybody's aware of what the income streams are. And then you're spending money, and then at the end, you make the adjustments for the audited financial statements to reduce a given line item for an expense. That would be better visually for your board and for the rest of the town to digest um, rather than doing things like has been done for years and years and years with Town Aid Road, where you take the grant and put it in and offset spending that you've done on the road. And then that fund does keep the balance rolling, but it would be a lot easier to see if it was done in a different way.
I agree.
I agree too.
That's been kicking around in my head for a while. So I think it's great if everybody thinks about that for our next meeting. And we'll chew on it with the auditor.
Sounds good.
All right. So before we move on the agenda, is there anything else in this administrative report that anybody else wanted to ask about, dig into, or shall we move on to our report on the school situation?
Just so you, Matt again here.
Yep.
That I was remiss to talk about, like, we did have the new assistant treasurer start. I think we did have a new inland wetlands agent start. We have a lot of some projects that we're trying to get going with that. We are doing interviews for the assistant community center coordinator starting tomorrow. We have posted for a new public buildings custodian. And we are also posted for transfer station attendants. So I think that we have some other positions that are coming on. I think that other than that, I think things are pretty stable, which is good to say. We have a lot of new people, but I'm glad to say that I'm confident that we are going to have some of these positions filled, and I will definitely keep you informed, and hopefully by the July meeting when we meet with the auditor, that I'll have further information for you.
I will say it was quite noticeable that we don't have our cleaning crew that we had in the past. The couple did a great job. I was in there a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, and the amount of dirt and dust and straw and leaves on the carpet was just embarrassing. But hopefully we do get someone to fill that position quickly.
Just and that, sorry, so you're 100% right, Bill, and we got Matt. We gotta work on that. A couple things I should have brought this up. We did offer and did agree to a 3-year contract with the community center director. So for all of those you who didn't know, that position is going to stay the same. And also, we had 2 resignations from the Board of Selectmen. So I know that the members of the Republicans that are here and that their town committee met, but if you have anyone that wants to sit there and put forth for one of the openings, please let it be known out there in public.
And I think I know the answer to this question, but I'll ask it anyway, since you didn't mention who were the 2 people that resigned?
Jeff Murray and Carol Lee.
That's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
So has the town administrator's contract been approved as well?
Good question.
The answer to that is no. We had a special meeting in place. Just so everybody knows, the reason for the delay on that is related to retirement contribution, how we do it. The MRF is one option, and there's a 457, which is another option. And we were supposed to have that on an agenda for a special item, Louise, and that meeting was canceled. So one of the members who was going to attend couldn't. So we only had 2 members at that meeting. And that was also a meeting with the Hop River Homes Board, because there is a tax credit that has been granted to them for 40 years. And it's a question of, should the town continue to do that? It's $10,000 to $12,000 a year, and should we do it based upon what is getting done for the community?
Do we know how many residents are actually Andover residents that live there? What percentage?
we asked that question, Bill, and the question that I really asked was more along the lines of do Andover residents get priority? So if an older resident who has come upon hard times or wants to sit there and downsize, would they get priority on the facility? And the answer is no.
Hmm.
So it's basically USDA run property, and USDA has a list, and
Hmm.
so it's not as simple as this. These are all positive things that happen for the community. It's a low income housing. It provides a service to the geographic community, and you know, it's a question. What we asked really is the softball field was always the ticket in my mind. You know, we leased the softball field from them for $1, and that was, but we have no sports in town. So we don't have a softball program. We don't utilize that field at all. So the question was, could we do something creative with that? And so that's what we're trying to think about doing. And the Board of Selectmen has to decide what they're going to do with the tax credit. We didn't vote on it. So
Interesting. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. A lot of information there. So per the amended agenda, 4B, is the bathroom issue. As I mentioned, Caitlin called me about it, but Bill probably has more detail than I do, so I'll turn it over to him regarding this discovery of asbestos around the piping.
So the good news is that all of the um, demolition is done. So whatever's going to be discovered has been discovered. So at this point, there's a few things. There's the asbestos. They have a contractor picked out to um, do the remediation. There was some contracts, I guess, that were a little bit cheaper when they went out for price. But the way this thing works with the state is each contractor there's a 10-day waiting period that you have to give to the state. So if you select a different contractor, other than the one that we already selected and already submitted to the state, it would keep pushing the project out further. So it was decided because of the small amount of money that they would go with the contract that they've already chosen because it's already been filed with the state with that contractor. And so things will move forward quicker. Just staying where we are with that. There was also some issues where they thought there was a chase in the wall that they could use. That chase is not there, that they have to build. Uh, some urinals have to be moved about 6 inches to the right from where they were originally planned. And along with that, there's some small electrical changes. So all of these are change orders that will cost the town probably around $30,000, but we won't really know the exact extent of those changes until the end of the project. But because the demolition's done, they don't expect any more change orders or any more surprises to come out of the project. So they feel pretty confident that that's the end of the change orders right there. So I don't know if there's any questions on that, but like I say, they're looking somewhere around $30,000 for all of those changes.
Yeah, Katie said something like 25 to 30 to me. Yeah, and you know, just to chime in here, one of the issues with the timing is if you push out the project much, you run into the school year start.
Right.
So they're sort of under the gun with that. The asbestos issue, just, you know, I'm tangentially involved in such things through my work. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. It's unlucky. But you have to deal with it. And as I understand it, you know, you're in a school, right? The state is going to want that out of there for sure. Deep is
Yep.
going to want that out of there. So they got to do what they got to do, is really what it boils down to. And it's unfortunate. But I assume that once that comes through, we can have a meeting regarding releasing, you know, whatever the final additional, because we released 220, what the final additional is that we need to add there. Now, in order to keep us up to speed, one of the things I asked Caitlin for was, I guess Eric Sanderson is kind of running oversight on the whole thing, and he's writing up
Yes.
reports. And I said, look, the next report, the one that talks about this, can you get that to the Board of Finance, please? So we get a copy of it, we can all see it. His write-up of what happened when they opened up everything and what they found. So that we're not, when the request comes in, everybody's kind of had a chance to look at it, digest it, understand it as best we can. I thought that would help for down the road. That's all I've got.
Can you ask that those reports go to the town administrator? Because Matt, did you get that report?
I have not. I don't believe I've seen that. No.
I will ask Caitlin to include Matt as well.
Okay, and then Bill, were you part, I know you were part of the committee, but did the committee have another meeting, or was this you just showing up, or this is?
No, they have a weekly update, and Eric Sanderson, who's the oversight for us, he's on that meeting, as well as the contractor that we're using, and Caitlin and Val and myself. So it's a once a week meeting on Wednesday morning, 8:30, and I'll be going to all of those meetings every week so I can keep you guys up to date on everything as it progresses.
Okay.
But that is a weekly meeting.
Is it a Zoom meeting, or is it a?
Yes, it's a Teams meeting.
Teams meeting?
Yeah.
Can you make
Yeah,
sure that?
I'd like to get on that.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll talk to Caitlin, make sure that the invitation goes to Rob. Was that you?
No, that was Matt.
Oh, that was Matt.
Matt, I'm
Streeter.
sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Matt and Selectman. Okay, I'll make sure you guys both get that. Anybody else?
Hey, Bill.
No selectmen. No selectmen.
Just Matt.
We don't want to sit there and overstep our bounds. But Matt Streeter should be
Okay,
on.
just Matt then.
Yeah.
Very good.
Are members of the committee able to go in and like have, I don't know, weekly walkthroughs, or maybe not weekly, but
Yeah.
however.
They said I was able to go in if I wanted to see the work. I'm not sure, I'm sure I have to get permission, because you have to have a hard hat on. You have to notify the contractor that you're coming on site and all that kind of stuff. But Caitlin and Val both said, I was welcome to go in there. So if there's somebody that wants to go in there, I'm sure if we ask, Caitlin or Val, we just had to get permission from the contractor, because they own that site when it's being, worked on right there. They have to know who's on and off the site and all that stuff. So, but they said absolutely I could go in there. So,
And this
I was
is
thinking it might be appropriate for Matt to be able to pop in every now and then. That's all.
yeah. Oh, I'm afforded the opportunity. I've talked to Val, and she's going to give me the progress. She showed me pictures, but one of the things as far as the public going in there when they're doing this remediation, as Bill has mentioned,
nobody goes in there.
No.
Nobody. No kids can be in the building, and I guess there is some sort of summer program that goes on that is outside.
Summer camp.
Yeah, the summer cool. Yes, and then if they use the bathrooms and they're not allowed in there, they can use the community center or the town hall. But adults, anybody over 18 can be, but usually it's just wise that while they're doing those type of projects, they do a pretty good job. But to try to limit any extra people from being in the building. But I can definitely at some point set up a time and with anybody, members of the finance committee and the school administration, if they want to just get I'm sure as Bill said, to walk through once it's a little bit safer.
There was a bunch of pictures too that the contractor did share this morning. So, I mean, if there's any pictures of the work that's been done, the demolition, the pipe, the lack of the chase, where the location of the urinals are going to be, he took pictures of everything. And so it made for a very good meeting this morning. We could ask questions. We could understand exactly what was going on. So I'm sure if anybody wants to see those pictures too, I could always ask that they be forwarded along too.
Bill, can I ask a stupid question?
No stupid questions.
What's a chase?
Oh, so a lot of times, like the best way I can describe it is I have an old condo in Newport, and it was built before water, electricity, and sewer. So they built these little walls, might be like 8 or 12 inch in a corner of a building, where they use it to run pipes and wires up and down from one floor to the next. So there's like heating pipes and water pipes and sewer pipes, and you'll see this little jog in the wall, and that's just to house those pipes or wires. So they call it a chase.
I was wondering what it was.
Thank you.
I was wondering.
Thank you.
Going up.
I guess they thought there was a chase there that's not there, so they're gonna have to create one.
Going up is ventilation.
Yeah.
As much as anything. So, Bill, Eric Sanderson is our or supervisor or super
Yes.
on the project, right?
Construction manager, yeah, I guess you call
Construction
him.
manager. All right. And so he's participating in the weekly meeting.
Yes.
All right. And then just so I understand, what was the cost for that? Anybody?
All together, everything was $30,000, the way I see it.
For
That's
Eric?
including,
No. You're asking about what Eric's role cost?
Yeah, Eric's role.
Eric's role.
Yeah.
I don't have the top of my head, but I can get that for you, Jeff. I don't know what that, whatever it is, it's well worth it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if he's
Yeah.
having weekly meetings and he can provide reports
Yeah.
to everybody who's interested, that is positive.
Okay. Do you want me to get that cost for you though?
Oh, I just think the board should know. I would like to know.
I honestly, I think we talked about it, but I can't remember the number.
We did. We talked about it a couple months ago, and for some reason, between 8 and 12,000 is.
I was going to say, I know it's sub 20.
That
I
sounds
have a lot.
familiar to me too.
I have
It's
11
not-
in my head.
What?
I
Okay,
had
so
11
somewhere in
my
there.
head.
That sounds right.
I'll bet you're pretty darn close,
We
yeah.
can hunt it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 11 in my head. But from the town side, right? Just get Matt included so that when somebody needs to ask a question or needs information, he can at least provide it to anybody who's asking.
Absolutely.
All
Okay.
right.
Yep.
Yep, it's good. We do need to get Matt involved in everything. So anyway, that's the deal. That's the situation. Figured the sooner we talked about it, the sooner we got info on it, the better.
I have a question on that.
Yes, go ahead.
If by chance everything doesn't get done by the time the school starts, what's plan B?
Well, see, there's penalties on the contractor, financial penalties, and they're pretty heavy if he doesn't finish the project on time. There's a word for it, it's escaping me. But anyways, they're going to finish on time. That's why they're going with the contractor that they first selected, because of this 10-day period for the state. That's why that was important. And where they are right now and what they've said today is they don't see this pushing it out, Louise. So I know that's not the answer you're looking for. I don't know what the contingency plan would be if it actually wasn't done. But at this point, they're still saying the project will be done. I think they said the week of the 20th of August. I forget the exact date, but it's still scheduled to be on time. But I don't know what plan B is, Louise. I can always ask that question too.
Yeah, just curious.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, I mean that's an ugly scenario. So I think they're just gonna work really hard to avoid it.
They're going to do everything in their power to make sure they finish it out in time.
I'm sure
Like I
they
said,
will. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure they will.
It's a financial hit to them if they don't. It's
Yeah.
costly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Per day, for every single day, it's a pretty hefty hit. So
Okay.
All right. In the interest of moving along, the next things on our list here is budget to actual. It's old business. We're going to go through our usual, budget to actual, check register, review. Anybody chime in if and when you see something as you if you've gone through it already, great. There are some things on here I think we've talked about in the past as to why they might be over or what have you. But
Yeah.
if anybody has a question, Lisa maybe and Matt can help us figure it out.
like I said, I looked through it today, and I think most of the ones that were jump out at you, we've already talked about. So, but I'm not sure if anybody else saw anything new.
I had a question at the very end because I just can't remember. What is the Ask My Accountant? I know we talked about it. I just can't remember.
We inherited that. We inherited that. So, and in the chaos that it's been since I came in January, we've put a couple things in there, and we are going to review it and put it in the proper place. But sometimes when we've moved along to get things going, that's a temporary spot until we can allocate the fuel bill for $3,000. It's just like, or there's others, we have questions where to apply, like we've said, where to apply a fund money or something like that, but it's going to be resolved. But those, that's something that they were using before. It's a temporary spot. It will be allocated before, by the end of the year.
It's really like ask Lisa where this goes.
Yeah.
It is okay.
Or ask the accountant. I mean, it's just like the real auditor and say, hey, should this be, like we're talking about, should this be revenue? Should this be applied against expenditure? You know, like you were saying with the community service grant, and then the bill that came in for, you know, the for the transportation. It's a temporary spot.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I would say, I just want to say the interest income for the staff, that is only reconciled up to February. And I looked quickly, and we have another 15,000 coming in for March and April, and probably close to that. So we will reach that revenue and have a little bit more than what we are expecting for budget. The thing that is most over is legal. So that's something that we'll have to contend with. The only other thing that's really, really over that are salaries, but there's some that are really under. So they kind of offset each other. I haven't really figured out if one way or the other they're up or down, but you've got like 5 that are a little bit over, and you've got 4 that are under. So
some of that's the turnover, right? We've got, you know, people helping out their replacements or what have you.
yeah, I mean, you're over in the town clerk assistant, but you're under in town clerk. You're over, you know, in snow and in temp public works, but you're under in regular public works. You know, so these things, like you're over in elections, but you're over in registrar, but you're under in elections. So they kind of, the only one that I can't see any coverage for is the community center. I don't know where that might come from. The other ones kind of offset each other, but that and the legal are the things that I see that are a little out of balance.
Well, if memory serves, we have 48,000 in contingency left, worst comes to worst. Not that I
Okay.
want to tap that, but
Right. Yeah.
okay.
I will say we, just to update you like I did with the Board of Selectmen, we did have some the problems with someone tried to handle the bank account to, you know, got in through our email. That's been taken care of. We updated the QuickBooks because I was worried about that. We initiated the ADP last week. We're working out the kinks in that. Everybody's coming forward and asking about their balances, so we're real busy with that. Brenda has been great. It's going to take time to learn municipality, but that's going good. We'll be glad when the fuel pumps are done. I'm still trying to get together a accounting class per se, because I think there's a lot to be learned by a lot of people as far as W-9s, we're going to start using purchase orders, approvals, account numbers. The auditors, we will probably start the next one, middle of August, because they've already signed up. They already asked me about that. You know, and we're working on the funds and the grants like Jeff was talking about. So we're very, very busy. So,
I hear you.
yep.
Lisa, have you talked any more or have you done anything about payroll? You were talking about getting a payroll
System.
company.
I did, ADP. We initiated it last week.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
And it had, you know, some glitches, but we're working out, and the employees have been asked to start using their phone instead of the time clock.
Oh, good.
And I had one person go online and try and use it, and she succeeded, but no one else has attempted yet.
Okay.
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Good.
I think everybody will love it once they get it, because they can get their W-2, they can get their pay stub. The reporting is much better to me than QuickBooks. The glitches are probably too from, they said, converting from a QuickBooks instead of versus Paychex or Prime Pay or another payroll company is always a little bit more difficult than like another payroll company. So
Yep.
So
But
what
it
was, Lisa, was the cost more for doing that? To run the payrolls because of the new system?
because of QuickBooks
Yeah,
converting.
no, before QuickBooks
It
going.
is a little bit more because remember we talked about it in budget season. We were already paying
Yeah.
$100 a month for Intuit and $200 a month for the time clock. Those are both going to go away. So this is a little bit more than that. The other thing was they quoted it more on 35 to 40. We have 49 employees. We had 54 to start before I took some off that had quit. So that's another reason I wanted to go to a payroll company is because it's a lot. I think a lot of people don't understand there's a lot of election workers, there's a lot of library workers, there's public work workers, there's town hall workers. You know, the list goes on and on. There's selectmen get paid. Everybody has to be initiated on payroll. Everybody gets a W-2. So it's a lot more, I think, than is realized. So I think it's a better fit for that many employees.
So if we're over that number that they quoted us on, they might charge us a little more because we're going to be over
It's
50 or whatever.
$3 a paycheck, but I mean, you look at a lot of people get paid once a year, quarterly, twice a year. So those are the ones that we didn't count on. That are like coming out of the woodworks now to tell me that I owe them on July 1st. And I'm like, who are you? So
Oh, you owe me
the
money,
ones, the
Lisa.
basic ones are
Yeah.
probably 40 a week that we pay, and we had quoted on that. But whenever they input all 50 of them, they were like, well, this is a little more than you told us. And I'm like, well, I didn't know either. So,
Let's see who we can get rid of.
well, I think some are so small that they really could use a 1099 instead of being on payroll. If they only get paid once or twice a year, and now the threshold is going up to 2,000 instead of 600. I mean, you know, I don't know. They're that small. Do they really need to be on payroll?
Right.
So I don't know.
Something to keep an eye on moving forward. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. So unless there's anything further on the if anybody has anything more on budget to actual or check register, let's talk about them now. Otherwise, we still have this little item on our old business that I feel like we've been punting on for months and months now because the budget cycle was more important. And
Donations.
I'm hoping I'm remembering it correctly. The donation request thing.
Oh,
You know, the request, I think this was a Diane Grenier question.
Diane Grenier.
Serves. You know, does the town have a mechanism to take in a donation and deal with that? Now, I think at the time, one of the things we said was, we're not sure, we don't have a treasurer right now, and we have too many accounts as it is, right? We're trying to consolidate our accounts and track our funds better. So I guess what I'd say is, I mean, I'm inclined to punt again, but at some point, Lisa, maybe we could have a chat about that. If there's a mechanism, if there's a way of doing it that would be appropriate, maybe the auditor even.
I
would
was
have
just going to
thought.
say, maybe you should bring that up to the auditor
Okay.
because it's hard because, you know, you can't count. I mean,
But punt again because it all comes down to process.
yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes down to how the money is received. I mean, listen, the treasurers and the finance department can't sit there and it's hard when you sit there and you're bringing cash in and you're asking the finance department to count cash and deposit it. So if I would ask you a punt until we can come up with a process that will work for the finance department to not make it difficult on them and to also take the money that the residents are willing to sit there and put to good use for the community. So we have to
Yeah.
do it. We're just not prepared right now to come up with the right process.
For sure. And I don't want to do anything that's going to add to the load right now. You know, I want Lisa and I'm sorry, what was our
You want
assistant
her to
treasurer's
stay,
name?
Brenda, Lisa and Brenda.
Brenda.
You want
I would
them
like
to
Lisa and
stay.
Brenda to have room to breathe and
Yeah.
settle in and catch up before we say, "Oh, here's a little boutique thing for you to do." No, I just want to. It's on there, and I want to just briefly chat about it. But I think asked and answered for now. I think it's it's down the list of priorities, but it's definitely something I put on the list to at least bring up to the auditor, see what he thinks next month. Liz, go ahead. What's up?
I will also tell you, I spoke to Diane Grenier, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think she found a way to do what she wanted to do with the donation. I'm trying to text her right now to say, am I remembering this right?
No,
I think she found a mechanism to
she
do a
did.
memorial.
She
She did,
did
right?
He did it through the Hartford for Public Giving, but that's still,
Still doesn't answer for
Kind of
anybody
an end
else. That might-
around to, it was a one shot sort
well,
of thing.
she did it because she really wanted to get it forward. So she did it for the Hartford, for Public Giving Fund.
Okay.
But we have to figure it out. It's not like it can't be done. It's just how creative are we? How do we make people understand this is the process? If you'd like to do it, this is what you have to do. And we make it as easy as possible in the finance department. And because there's also the other part about this, which is you got to handle, well, let's say Diane, she wants certain uses of her fund and she wants the town to manage those uses of the fund. It then becomes another side of the whole problem and we have to sit there and do that. So like right now,
Like Norton or something.
the Norton funds,
It has
Administrative burden. Yeah.
in the Norton funds are charitable organizations and they were established 100 years ago. So we just have to do a better job. And it's just something that there's other priorities right now in the finance department. We get through that, then we can get back into the how do we do it. First thing we have to do is get Lisa out of the office and get
Yes.
to a more reasonable timeline.
Yes. Get her back to
Amen.
semi-retired.
Yes,
That's
what
my
we
grands
hired
and
her
my
for.
mom.
Understood and completely agreed. So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to move on to the tax collector's request here, the new business 6A, the
Suspense report.
suspense list. Yes, thank you. I was scrolling. I lost the page. Yes, if memory serves, this is a annual thing. The tax collector goes through. She takes a look at our who's in arrears, and as you see, if you read the letter here, this is for the most part, this is people who are either deceased or we can't find them, and therefore highly unlikely to be collected. Although, as she notes, every once in a while we get a little bit collected. But assuming this is before us for the board to okay it. So if anybody wants to make a motion to approve, sorry, the tax collector's proposed suspense list, I'm okay with that.
I'll make a motion to approve the suspense list as presented by Kate Fuller.
Dated June 22nd, 2026. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Louise. Very good. Liz motioned, Louise seconds. Any discussion? Further discussion? No? All right. Call for a vote.
Sorry, I have
yep.
I have one question just for
Sure,
me.
Jeff.
Is this personal property taxes or is this vehicle taxes? I mean, what are you looking at? Just so we're aware.
I would assume, all right, I shouldn't assume things, but I would, if you look at the list itself, it looks overwhelmingly to be houses.
Can't be
Or at
houses.
least tied to houses, but then some of the amounts are very small. So it's possible, it's probably, I would expect it would be inclusive of all outstanding, but unlikely to be collected property taxation.
Yeah, it's hard to know what they are. It could be
Because there's addresses
vehicles.
listed, but it doesn't actually tell you if that's their
Right.
car tax or their house.
It just tells why she's put it on this list. I mean, some of these items are really, really old. Like I thought I saw one. I thought I saw something from 2016. Did I see that or did I imagine that? No,
Well,
Well, I mean,
there's
there's
one-
it starts with 2012.
Well,
but,
see that one, Rob, you can tell is personal property because of the PP. So 07PP personal
Oh,
property,
okay.
and it says
Are
on the
the,
business. So I'm assuming that a lot of this is vehicle taxes and they're
are they
deceased.
license plate numbers under, like, are those license plate numbers on some of them under their address?
There you go. I see now. I like it. We're thinking that. Good job of
Yeah,
that. You're
that makes
100%
sense.
correct. Now it makes sense. So those are vehicles. So
Mostly vehicles.
even if someone deceased, I guess a car would go somewhere anyway. But it doesn't matter. It was just from my mind. I wanted to know what kind of taxes it was. So yeah, Heather is right. That's a license plate on a lot of them. So a lot of the deceased ones, it's a license plate number. It looks like.
Yeah, I agree. And the amounts make sense.
Yeah, like if that Boston one, so let's say the fourth one there, the $1,066.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of the property map and block, like
Mhm.
1917,
It also appears twice
because they're different years.
because there may be different years. Yes, or three
One
times
says,
or
yeah,
four
so I see
times,
like,
So
it starts off at, 2018, 2019.
Oh yeah, it's
And,
on there
and
a
so
whole bunch of times.
my question, and Matt, this would be something you guys can approve this because it's still collectible. If you read her letter, it's still
Yeah, she's not
collectible.
giving up on it, but
Matt, like that $1,066 one, there should be a lien placed on that property.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure that she's telling us that there's been liens placed on those, but that would be in my head what the town would want to do. So, like I get when you're unable to locate it. I don't think you should be able to re-register the same car without paying the taxes, but maybe that's what's happened. But on that thousand, anything that's like it's the same woman or same person on Boston Hill Road.
Yeah, Boston Road.
Multiple times on this is probably 10% or half of the
yeah,
total.
half of the total is probably 10 grand.
So yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted
let
to
me
know
look
what it
into
was.
that.
Anyway,
I'll
so-
try and get an answer for the next meeting.
Yeah, I could ask, anybody can catch Kate and ask her, for more detail on that as well.
Isn't there a probate when someone dies? There's a probate and they're supposed to pay back, any taxes or unpaid bills or liens.
Yep.
I thought,
Well, I would think the car goes to somebody else. Like
yeah, but there's still taxes when you go through probate. Like my mother, well, I won't get into it. Never mind.
Yeah, I agree with what Bill's saying. Like you have to settle the estate, and that's
You have
part
to
of
settle the
process.
estate. Like I had to settle my father's estate. He died 8 years ago. My mother, I got power of attorney, put her in a home. So I had to go through probate and make sure there was no outstanding taxes or bills or liens or whatever else. I'm surprised that there's this much of this that has never gone before probate, I guess is my surprise.
Yeah, like if you have a credit card before you collect from the estate, you have to pay off that balance.
Exactly.
Right. Normally, a judge wants all bills paid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a question of whether the judge knew about it. Are we doing
But
a
as
good
Marie
enough
Gordon,
job?
it was just a lot of money.
And it could be that there's this only lists the primary. If it's say like Matt and Carla Streeter have a Subaru, and the bill comes to Matt Streeter, and Matt passes away, but she still has the car and didn't pay the taxes or something like that. It could be that there are other mechanisms for why these perhaps didn't, or they were given to another kid and went out of state. So let me check with Kate and try and get a more coherent answer for you for next meeting.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Sorry, you guys haven't voted yet.
No, we haven't, but I was going to just see if anybody had further discussion, and then I'll proceed to call for vote. Everybody good at this point? I think that was a good chat. All right, so I'll go around then to take the vote here. Liz,
Oh, yes.
I'm next on my screen, so I'll vote yes. Nick, unmute yourself, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Louise,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Thank you. That is unanimous. Motion passes. We can have our tax collector to proceed along these lines. Excellent. Let's see. Liaison reports. Well, yeah, as we discussed, we discussed the school thing already. I think that's the only liaison issue, unless anybody else has anything. We didn't have CIP, so I don't have anything to report from Capital Improvement Committee. we would, given that, unless anybody has anything further, then we would move on to our longstanding meeting minute approvals.
I read them.
Huzzah.
I'm looking forward to, but
Did we-
Liz is the expert. I'm telling you right now, if she says yes, I'm a yes.
Did we go through the check register? Did I miss it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did sort of meld them together
we
with,
kind of melded it
budget to
together.
actual. Did you want to go back and talk about the?
I had another question. I couldn't remember. What's
Sure.
Surma, something like CIR.
Yeah,
Irma is the
Irma?
insurance carrier.
That's the insurance.
Sure.
That's Kerma. I think that's property casualty insurance, liability insurance.
And
right?
workman's comp.
War comp, liability. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I thought it was some sort of insurance. Okay.
I had a
Yeah, it's
couple-
one of those acronyms for
Connecticut interlocal, regional, municipal. Yeah.
Consortium.
thank you.
what was I had one on that one too. What's Casella Waste? I don't know if we
Transfer station.
Is that for the dumping the picking up of
It's
The-
it's for when they come and take the either the solid municipal waste, the recycling,
Yeah.
bottles, cans, all those things. They go to Casella, and then we get charged the rate for those tipping fees.
tipping fees?
Got it.
That's the thing I was trying to remember.
Technical
Got it.
term.
Yes, like
And-
like the thing you asked about earlier that I didn't know either.
Yeah, I was looking to EFTPS. for
Electronic
96
funds transfer.
Oh yes,
That's how
thank
you
you.
pay for the payroll and the taxes.
Got it. And then I was just curious about a Janelco. It was $514.93.
What's the date
the
on
date?
that?
Find it for you.
Or the check number? My report's
Once-
at the office, but I've got my laptop.
Mm,
Oh,
This was.
well, that's
I
in
could.
May 8th, Janelco 574.
You know,
Check number 13396.
Thank you.
That is the cost of printing and mailing either the town meeting or the referendum notice.
Okay.
You got that?
Okay. So we
And
outsourced.
you're gonna see that multiple times.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to get my names down so I
Thanks, Jeff.
knew.
Yeah, no
Yep.
problem. Actually, no, I lied. It's the one underneath it.
First time ever.
No, I don't lie. I apologize. Guelmo Printer is the one that we
Oh,
do.
yeah, let me look up Janelco.
Janelco, I don't know.
Let me look. Says vehicle parts, hydraulic fittings, plow.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because it was right by Dubai Automotive one
Okay.
too.
Oh.
So
Yep.
it sounds like
So he
it
must have been
seems like
working on a machine. I mean, a vehicle.
And
Okay.
that goes through the Public Works account.
Yeah. Public
Yes.
Works. Yep.
So that'd be a public works question.
Yeah.
when I was looking at the check, it seems like there's some helpful notes in the memo section, but it seems like that memo is getting chopped. I don't know if that's something we could.
It's QuickBooks,
look.
and I can extend it and look at it, but it won't let me print that.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
handy.
so it goes away when
Not
you
helpful.
print. I can try it landscape instead of portrait and see if I can get any more, if you want.
That
See
would
how that looks.
No,
If-
your Nick, I was thinking the same thing. It like for Kerma, we have to put in the memo insurance, and it can be in there. And Lisa, the problem probably is if there's multiple bills and the check is paying multiple bills, it might not come up, but we can do that. Some of that will come up.
it
And
sounds
it's actually gotten much better because
Much better. Much
in the
better.
Yes.
past there was no memos.
Mhm.
And I'm making a real point, and so is Brenda, to try and fit whatever we can in there. So when you pull it up and when this prints, there's an explanation in there.
yeah, because it helps. It kind of just gives me a good idea of
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, and
I'm-
it helps us avoid asking, something we've already asked, or, remember how we had like multiple questions about spring
Mhm.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, because
What is
that's the
spring?
insurance.
And we have the answer now. We don't need to know what spring is.
Yeah.
I will say though, Jeff, I'm looking at this, but is that the check for 24,000? Right?
Which one?
The Kerma check was for 24,000.
Mhm.
24,785.
Yeah, because in the description of the bills, we put in there lap insurance premium, workers' comp insurance premium.
Mhm.
But will it go on the memo of will it print in the register even if I put it in the memo of the check?
Well, the question is, do we put it on both memos? You know how sometimes
Yeah.
if you put it in one memo, it comes up in one spot, and Brenda's been very good about putting it in both memos, and then it comes through. I mean, listen, and this information needs to be, uh, we need to
I
find
see
out.
that, yeah, down at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's on the memo of the invoice bill itself.
Correct.
Okay.
And Nick, I
Yep.
think we can get with the finance department and make that happen. It's just how it all fits together. It's,
Yeah.
does it
Yeah.
need to be in both the memos and then the report comes out this way? Because, I would also probably want to provide you guys, as I look at this, like if you look at the Comcast bill, the check that was written on 5/8, it says DPW internet. Those are things that should be in the memo. It should be like, hey, this is a for this department. Like if you were looking at QDS on here, when QDS gets paid, those are either tax collector or assessor's office, and we
Mhm.
should find a way to put in the memo a way for you guys to see that and understand it, so that you become more familiar with these vendors as the finance department is paying them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's particularly the smaller ones, because I know I go for the bigger ones when I'm reading the list, but the smaller ones, it would help to just kind of know what they're for.
Mhm.
And like I'm seeing some good stuff in the memo, but it gets cut off. Like the first one is Attorney Dennis O'Brien, and it says quantity 3.
That's
Yeah,
Payment
that
for
might be, Jeff, I might be able to do that landscape. That might be an answer to that. If the memo
Land-
is there.
I think it's a different report, honestly,
It-
to
what
sit
I-
there.
Yeah.
what I've had luck with formatting that is I have to do some similar things for work. I print it legal on legal paper, and I do a print to PDF, and then I rotate it, and it comes out. I play a game with it. But if it thinks it's printing on a legal paper and then you rotate it, it looks a little interesting in the PDF, but it comes out so you can read it.
That has never occurred to me to try that, Nick. That's interesting.
Hmm.
So it's almost like a pseudo landscape because you're using a longer sheet and then you're flipping it.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it gives you
A much
it
bigger-
essentially gives you a huge playground for that data to sit on. So I trick the computer and then I move it in, and
That's
it's
a PDF.
tricky to read, but you could zoom in on it when it's electronic sometimes.
Yeah, Nick, I actually do the same thing with my work. It works. Print to PDF.
Yeah, print to PDF is great. I just never thought about telling it to legal paper to kind of trick it. That's interesting.
No,
Yeah,
Very
tabloid
inventive,
if you
sir.
need
very helpful.
tabloid if you want even bigger. Yes, it gives you options.
Yeah, 11 by 17, baby. All right, cool. Good to know. So while we're on the topic, is there anything further on the check register that we want to chat about?
Just, I have a question that's, I'm sure, I don't know, 5/8 at the bottom, Office of the Treasurer. Is that a payment to the treasurer's office for 3,766?
The Connecticut Treasurer's Office, not my office.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
all of your departments all have reports, whether it's inlands, clerk's office. They often have all these reports they have to send to all these different departments. The clerk's office must have 4 different Connecticut state offices that we have to send fees to. So they do a monthly report and then we have to send it in. So I would have to look.
I know that.
What is the check number on that one?
Oh, it's 13,412. It was 3,766.
Yeah, state of, does it say, it says Office of the Treasurer, State of Connecticut.
Yeah, well, on the page, all I see is Office of the Trust.
Yeah, this is from the clerk's office on mortgage releases.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Do we want to talk about meeting minutes then?
Yeah.
8, A through G.
Should we go
Various-
through one at a time? Did anybody else
Okay.
read them or?
I read some of them. I didn't finish.
I didn't
I
have a
don't know.
chance, but I'm relying on you.
I said to myself, I better get this done. We gotta get this done. So if we want to go April 8th, it looked fine to me. I would make a motion to accept the April 8th, 2026 meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
Was that you, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm scrolling and I don't I can't see. Okay. Very good. We have that motion before us. Any further discussion? Take a vote. Okay. Let's go reverse order. Louise,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
okay, Bill,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
I'm a yes, and Liz
Yes.
is a yes. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Next date,
April 9th.
April 9th. I see it.
This looked fine by me. I would make a motion to accept these minutes for April 9th, 2026. It was the annual budget
It was-
meeting.
It was the first budget meeting, right? Yep.
Yep, the town of Andover annual budget meeting in the school gym.
Indeed.
I'll second that.
Louise seconds. Excellent. Very good. Go around. Nick,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
Liz.
Yes.
I'm a yes. That's everybody. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, so that's the 9th. Great. That brings us to the 22nd. April 22nd.
The 22nd. So I had the questions I had about this one. If you go down to the new business section,
Yep.
discuss and possibly create meeting minutes from the
Yep.
unrecorded 325.
Yep.
I had emailed everybody, and I think I heard from Heather and Rob, and I don't know if that's part of this or not.
Oh.
Oh,
Um,
well,
Should be added in, shouldn't they? Or no?
well, it should be so that email, I forwarded it to myself again, so it's up at the top of my emails again. Basically, we need to look at that, and we probably should have added
maybe
it
have it
to this-
attached
to the
as
agenda. Discuss and possibly create meeting minutes from unrecorded 325 special budget meeting. Discussed, recording not started.
Yep.
I mean, I suppose we can accept this
Yeah.
and we can decide to maybe add that special BOS. I think that was a special meeting at the beginning with the
That
board of
was-
selectmen.
I think it was
6
that
o'clock.
first. It was that first hour. Yeah, 6
Yep.
to 7 joint meeting.
Yep.
Which believe me, I'm still kicking myself for not pressing the button.
That's okay.
But yeah,
Happens.
maybe when we have the 325-26 minutes put through, we attach something.
Or it's just, I think maybe we put that for next month's agenda. Say
Yeah.
add approval of that, and I will resend it. Maybe I'll send it to Kate and have her prepare it and send
Yeah.
it to us as part of next month's.
As proposed, recreated 325-26
Yeah.
special budget meeting minutes.
Is it
Yeah.
appropriate to
Right.
call it an addendum to those minutes? Something like that?
Huh?
An
No,
addendum?
it's actually the the meeting minutes. It's a recreation of the meeting minutes because the meeting wasn't recorded.
Right.
First
So
meeting.
Kate,
Yeah,
so the meeting taker was not able to take the minutes. So it's actually a separate meeting minute
right.
that's never been uploaded. And
That's
it really
right.
needs to
It's
get
been
uploaded.
So
missing.
these
Yeah.
minutes can be approved, and then the 6
Yes.
o'clock meetings minutes can be forwarded to all of us to approve at the next meeting.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
So we
I
can
thinking.
agree. I
approve.
agree with that plan.
There we go.
Okay.
I like that plan.
So do we need
Did
a
you
motion?
otherwise? Were you otherwise fine with this?
I think
422?
so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm fine
Yeah,
with
it
that.
looks okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. It looks. Mm-hmm. Looks okay to me.
Yep.
Yeah, it looked okay to me.
Okay.
So I would make a
Uh,
motion to accept the April 22nd regular meeting minutes
Thank
of
you,
the Board of
Liz.
Finance meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Great. Bill seconds. All right. Let's go around. Louise,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
moi. Yes. Liz,
Yes, yes.
7-0. Motion
Okay.
passes. Meetings minutes accepted. That brings us to Wednesday, April 29th, I believe.
So on the first page, number 3,
Discussion of election.
number 3, the second paragraph, the third line up where it says substantial completing. Can somebody read that and tell me if it makes sense? Because
Sorry,
it's not.
is this the paragraph that starts with your name?
Yeah, and it's the
Yes.
bottom 3 lines. Substantial completing.
Substantial completing.
It should be substantial complete, shouldn't it?
Substantially completed with time prior to
Completed with time prior
reopening to
reopening.
complete punch list
Punch
items.
list.
That's an odd sentence.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
what it is, it's a
Re-
phase of a project, substantial completion. Okay.
Right.
So that's the word, substantial completion.
I'm too.
I think it should be completion.
Completion. Yes.
Okay.
ION. That
So
is
we
a
should amend completing to completion.
Completion.
right.
Okay. Okay, my brain wasn't firing when I was reading that. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so
it
we
doesn't
need
make sense like that, but it is a phase of a project, substantial completion.
completion with time prior to school reopening to complete punch list items. That makes sense.
Yep.
That was the only thing I saw on that.
So
So-
I would make the motion with that correction. We accept these minutes. From substantial to substantial, from substantial completion.
We wanted to say substantial completion. Yes,
Substantial completion is what I want to say.
indeed. Hopefully Kate gets that. All right. So, do we have a second? Or did we wait? Do we have a motion?
I made the motion with that change.
Okay. You made the motion with the change. Liz
I'll
second.
second it.
Oh, Louise second. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll second
All
it.
right. We'll take a vote. Liz,
yes,
I'm a yes. Heather,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Cam,
Yes.
and Louise.
Yes.
7-0. Great. With that one change, that one's done. That gets us to May 6th.
May
Special
6th.
budget workshop.
So page 3 of XX, that footer needs to be fixed. That should be 5, page 3 of 5.
Oh, they're on literally on page 3. On the other pages, it's fine.
Yes, yep.
Okay, so
it's just little things.
The footer
Little
on
edits.
page 3. Yep.
And then I did not re-listen to this meeting, but I think this might be incorrect. If you go to page 4, the
Mhm.
second paragraph, when we talked about the end goal to get somewhere between 3 to 4%, blah, blah, blah. Rob seconded motion carries with Liz, Heather, and Louise voting no. I don't know if that's
I think it was
true.
probably Liz,
It's
Louise, and Kim.
That's what I think. And I did not go back and listen to it and verify it, but I'm pretty sure.
As well. That is also my recollection.
Everybody agree with that? Heather, do you agree with that?
Heather,
I'm trying to think.
Well, this was when we cut it to we cut it
This was the
$50,000, that initial
smaller
cut.
cut.
Yeah, the first small cut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
You were on the yes side
I was
of
on
that.
the yes side, I think,
You-
yeah.
That's
you
what I
Were
believe.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we should so we have two changes right now on this one. The footer on
Right.
page 3, and it's instead of Liz, Heather, and Louise voting no, it's Liz, Kim, and Louise voting no. On the
On
second
page 4.
paragraph of page 4.
Yes.
Okay.
With those changes, I would make a motion to the May 6th special budget workshop minutes to accept those minutes with those changes just reported.
Second.
Bill seconds. Great. Very good. Kim,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
me, yes, and Liz.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Motion passes unanimously. Gets us to May 27th.
And then on the first page of May 27th, under the public speak, Scott Soyette, this sentence doesn't really make sense either.
Oh, I think what it should say is, Scott didn't think that the results of the referendum were a mandate to cut AAS budget deeply. Right? It says right now, don't want to see results mandate cut to AAS budget deeply. I would say as I recall his comment, he did not see the results of the referendum as a mandate to cut the AAS
Yes.
budget deeply. That's the way it
Exactly.
should be.
So didn't see results as a mandate.
Right.
To cut.
As a
I can
mandate
confirm.
to
I can confirm that's what I
Thank you,
meant.
Scott.
He's on the line. He's
To
on the
cut
call. So
Yeah, right.
Very good.
to
Thank
cut
you, Scott.
AES budget with two. Okay. All right. So for the recording, I'll say it out loud again. Didn't see the results as a mandate to cut AES budget deeply.
Results of referendum. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so with that change, that was the only one. Yeah, with that, I would make a motion to accept May 27th, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
I'll
With the
second.
changes.
Louise seconds. Excellent. Very good. Go around. I'll take it from the top this time. Liz.
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. Heather.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Louise.
Yes, and thank you,
All right.
Liz. I want to thank Liz for all that
Oh,
thorough,
yes. Thank you.
Oh,
thorough examination.
That's fine.
amazing.
That's fine. I had a little bit of time, so
Oh my gosh, we're at the last one. It's a
we're at the
miracle.
last one. And I have to abstain from this one because I wasn't here.
This was a tough one. This one,
Yes.
this was our setting the mill rate. And that looks right to me. So I will go ahead and move that we approve the meeting minutes of Wednesday, June 17th, special budget meeting.
I'll second that.
Thanks,
That
Louise.
was a quick meeting.
It was. Thank
It
goodness.
was.
It was a work day for some of us.
Mhm.
All right, very good. So Liz wasn't here; she was away. Much deserved, I'm sure. So she'll be off of this one. So I'll start with Heather.
Yes.
Very good, Bill,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. That's 6-0. Motion
I
passes.
officially abstain. Yeah.
Yes, and you. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
officially abstain.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Apologies. I was so hot to try to get through it. Okay, very good. That concludes section 8 of our meeting agenda. That brings us to board open discussion. If anybody has anything further at this time, I feel like we've talked about a lot, but if you've got anything to bring up, this is the time to do it. Okay, hearing none. Correspondence. I'm behind on my emails. I can't think of anything in particular. But I like I said, I'm behind on my emails. I have to get through it. Anybody else have anything they want to bring forward? If not, we can go on to public speak.
Perfect.
Okay. Very good. Public speak. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 at least. So we'll start. I'll just go in order of who's on my screen. Scott, you're up.
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Thanks. Joanne, you're up.
Yeah, a couple quick things. I understand the need to, have the better payroll system. I just thought from listening to all the meetings you were going to be purchasing out of next year's budget. So obviously there might have been money left over, so they went ahead and got it started in June because I thought that, so just wanted to note that for the meeting since it crossed my mind. And then the other quick thing that crossed my mind too, um, and thank you for bringing it up, Rob. When talking about the contract negotiations, and I know the town will be undergoing that, and that takes a little time, and it's important to have, a good contract negotiation presented from management versus the employees. The only thing I was going to say is that Rob had brought up the fee in lieu of, thing for the
Payment in lieu of the
insurance.
health insurance.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, for the public and putting it out there on the meeting, that it has gone back and forth in emails for about 3 years now, that it was going to be looked at, and that, the price has gotten staggering for the town. And if the town is, contributing about 35,000 or so, and I'm not privy to what you all see, just from, that's gotten really, really high. That money could be spent. I don't expect any employee that gets it to ever want to say anything negative about it. Why would they? It's a great, it's a great feature for them. But it's you've talked about, I have a good memory for all these meetings. So, you've talked about capping it. You've talked about, we're the only town that has such a high thing, and we're such a small town. Um, then it's been talked about, well, if we don't do this, I just feel like it's important to say this tonight, because if these contract negotiations will be done before you know it. I know how Andover goes. But, you think about, well, if we don't do this for the employees, then they're going to take the insurance, so we're saving money. As someone that works in HR, that does payroll, that does it, there's a cost to taking health insurance. The employee has to put out about 14 to whatever it's at. And with these staggering plans that we have now, I get it. That's a high amount to just put out. So I don't think the employees will just take it. So I hope that Andover, talks about it and in this negotiation that has to kind of encompass the whole town, the policy book, it's finally time, after now that these things are going to increase. And then the other thing, and I just, as someone that looks at conflicts of interest and people being on committees, you do have someone that you've had join that committee tonight that has family members that are affected. I don't know if that's a good look. Listen, everybody that volunteers to be on committees are good, but if you're going to vote on something that employee receives or doesn't receive, you just might want to have someone else have that post. It's just a conflict of interest. We don't do it in my town to have anybody that has a relative or someone. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne.
Yeah, I didn't mean to go on and on. It's
Yeah,
just important for this tonight. I'm
Okay.
really hoping this is the year that Andover does it, but
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you. And I hadn't considered that last point. All right. Next public comment will be Elizabeth Partridge.
I have no comment at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Where does that bring us?
Scott, so yeah.
I did Scott.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
started with him. He said he had nothing.
Okay.
I went who's in my
Gotcha.
screen.
I got you.
So do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
What's up, Bill?
Sorry, Bill.
Well, I was just wondering, based on what Joanne just said, should we address as a board, first, the member that she has a conflict with, and nothing against that person. I'm just saying, is it a valid point, and should we consider it? And B, should we have a talking points for those negotiations that the Board of Finance would like to see discussed in those discussions? We're just going to put it out there and leave it. Shouldn't we have some kind of a plan going into those discussions?
I'm not sure what conflict of interest we're talking about. Am I
Talking
just
about
stupid?
a town employee
Town employee
related
to Kim.
to Kim.
I would, this is Matt. I would just say, I would not want to have any discussions on this public meeting if we're talking about strategies for negotiations at this point in juncture. I think that we could talk about, I can have a one-on-one conversation with Rob about maybe trying to set up something. But to go into details at this point might be, I don't want to say premature, but also you'll tip our hand in some ways. So,
Right.
Thank you.
I just
and I'm
want
more
to,
than
Yeah.
I just wanted to say to clarify, Liz, since you asked the question, it's just if you have a family member that works in an organization, you probably shouldn't be on the committee that's going to decide wages and things like that. I'm with Matt. You don't discuss it publicly. I just mean who's going to comprise the
Yeah.
committee. That's all.
I mean, when I agreed to do this, it was to learn more about the contracts and the union, and that is solely it. My role here on the Board of Finance is to represent the town.
Court.
If it's
I think it's kind of a
then
conflict.
I can pass it off to somebody else.
I don't mind doing it or even doing it together with Kim. I don't know how you all feel about that.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm not clear on who's in what union. So, this is obviously a tricky
Yeah.
situation. And
I'm not either, Rob.
What?
I'm not either, Rob.
Okay.
Should we get Dennis involved in this?
No, let's find out who's in which union, and if Joanne is correct, I would sit there and say, let Liz do it. And Kim,
Okay.
it's nothing on you. It's just
Nothing on Kim.
let's not have any.
Avoid even the appearance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I completely agree.
All right, great. Let's sort that. Who's in what union? If it's applicable, Liz, thanks for stepping up. You're our backup. Otherwise, it can be Kim. Fantastic. Thanks for that. I appreciate it, guys. And you know what? Good to bring that up, Joanne. It completely slipped my mind. All right. Anything further, or should we adjourn?
I'll make
All
a
right.
motion
Motion on
to
the floor.
adjourn. Oh,
No, here
yes. I made the motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Louise. I was like,
Second. I'll second.
at the same time. Who's second? Liz.
Liz.
All right. In favor. Let's go around. Bill.
Yes.
Heather.
Yep.
Nick.
Yes.
Louise.
Yes.
Pam.
Yes.
Liz.
Yes.
And I'm also a yes. Therefore, the motion passes. The meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate the volunteers. Appreciate all the information.
All right.
And I'm going to stop the recording. Have a good
Bye.
night.
good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye-bye.